Bridge headed towards Coronado in from Barrio Logan. And of course, we'll let you know if that changes. And we'll also take a look at those travel times coming up a little later. Back to you guys. And so just a heads up, maybe you're traveling in from the Camp Pendleton area headed south towards Oceanside or Carlsbad via the 5 towards the 76. This may slow things down for you this morning. Other than that, we're at steady speed. So once you get past all of that activity, it looks like we're averaging about 69, 70 mile per hour speeds on the 5 and the 15. If you're traveling in from the East County headed westbound, no major issues nor delays. Happy to report that we're at steady speeds anywhere between 69 to 75 miles per hour or so. And then to get you across to Coronado, 56 mile per hour speeds across the bridge there. Here's what it looks like on the 5 and the 805. And then as we take a look at your travel times, we're sitting really nice this Monday, about 10 to 15 minutes coming in from San Ysidro as well as National City. If you're traveling across to Coronado, under 5 minutes. Here's a quick look at travel times out of the East County headed west, 3 to 7 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. And then last but not least, here are your travel times out of the North County, Oceanside to Encinitas, an 11-minute ride. We're matching that same travel time coming in from Escondido, and a couple of more minutes greater coming across from Escondido headed towards Oceanside via the 78 West. Back to you guys. Both directions right at Oceanside. I did want to highlight that drive in particular because just north of that view is where we're tracking a crash. It's right at Harbor before you get to the 76. So this may impact travel as you head southbound, let's say in from the Camp Pendleton neighborhood. Let's go ahead and focus in on those drives while we're on to the North County. 68, 73 mile per hour speeds coming in from the 5 and the 15. Here's what it looks like if you're headed in from the East County headed west, 65 to 70 mile per hour speeds, and still no major issues out of the South Bay. A little bit of brake tapping near the mile of cars and then towards North Park, but that is usual. Nothing significant whatsoever. Back to you guys. From Orange County. All right, while we're in the North County, let's go ahead and see what's happening in terms of speeds on the 5 and the 15. Steady speeds coming in from Oceanside as well as Escondido. If you're traveling in from Santee, really nice drive, 63 mile per hour speeds as you head west on the 52 up the summit. And if you're traveling in from the La Mesa, Grossmont Center area, average speeds about 71 miles per hour. We are seeing a little bit of brake tapping now as you cross onto Coronado in from the Barrio Logan downtown area, speeds down about 25 miles per hour, and you could actually see that we've transitioned into the yellow. So it looks like there is a thicker traffic there. And then on the 5 and the 805, from the 54 up through the mile of cars, that's where we're seeing most of the slowing, and then the speeds start to increase once you get towards the 15 connector. 805 all the way up to the 94 in really good shape. A little bit of slowing through City Heights as well as the North Park neighborhood, but other than that, we're looking at, again, pretty steady speeds for the most part on average. Travel time to get you onto Coronado, this is a little plugged up in from downtown to Coronado, now about 10 minutes or so with those average speeds around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Vanessa.
Area. And then here's another look on the 5 in both directions coming in from Oceanside as you make your way southbound towards Carlsbad. Continue to look out for this crash blocking the center divide in Oceanside on the 5 South right before you hit Harbor Drive. All right, continue to watch us at 7. Good morning, 7:02 on your Monday. Hope you all had a beautiful weekend. This is what it looks like on the 5 in both directions as you make your way out of Chula Vista headed into National City or perhaps the 54 East. This is the 15 just south of Miramar Way as folks make their way to and from Mira Mesa, or maybe they're headed southbound towards Tierra Santa. And it looks like we're at a crawl per usual on the 78 West. This is coming in from Nordal as you make your way towards the San Marcos and Vista neighborhoods. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on into the North County. We're at steady speeds there. The only slowing that I'm really seeing noteworthy is on the 5 and the 805 coming in from Chula Vista and National City. Back to you guys. Miramar Way as folks make their way to and from the Mira Mesa or Miramar neighborhoods, maybe headed towards Tierra Santa. We're crawling right now coming in from Escondido on the 78 West. This is as you make your way towards San Marcos. Looks like speeds are pretty nice though if you're headed eastbound towards that 15 connector. I'm still not tracking any major crashes nor delays. Happy to report that. 65 to 70 mile per hour speeds, steady speeds for the most part coming in from Santee. A little bit of a gridlock as you make your way up towards Mass, but then those speeds lanes start to increase once you get up the summit, eventually into Tierra Santa. It looks like our major problem spot is going to be out of Chula Vista and National City on the 5 and the 805, tapping the brakes pretty heavily through the mile of cars out of National City. And then here's that drive as you make your way northbound. Most of the slowing starts at about Sweetwater Road, stop and go all the way towards Mission Valley. Back to you guys. Your way in and out of the Miramar and Mira Mesa neighborhood, and then it looks like we're at a crawl coming in from Escondido, making your way towards San Marcos. Look out for some sort of debris that's reportedly partially blocking the on-ramp to Claremont Avenue. This is on the 805 southbound in from Balboa. As we take a look at your travel times, we are now starting to see those colors transition into yellow, meaning slower drives, especially out of the South Bay. 15 to 20 minutes to get you northbound on the 5 and the 805. Back to you guys. Have a better pep in your step this morning than we do. 7:40 is the time. Let's go ahead. A lot like drive coming in from Escondido as you make your way towards San Marcos on the 78 West. Eastbound drive also seeing their fair share of slowing as you make your way onto the 15, but not as bad as that westbound end. Look out for debris that could cause some congestion on the 805 south for that on-ramp near Claremont and Balboa Avenue. Looks like there is some sort of kind of concrete debris that's scattered across the lanes there. 15 to 20 on the 52 West headed in from the Lemon Grove area towards the 15, or Santee rather, towards Tierra Santa. Oceanside and Escondido, you're looking at about a 15-minute ride. So a lot of those drives have officially transitioned from the green to the yellow, meaning that we are seeing some minor slowing. Again, it could be worse, but this is pretty usual for this hour. 78 full span from Escondido to Oceanside will take you about 20 minutes this morning. Back to you guys. Right at Genesee as folks make their way to and from the UTC La Jolla area. There's that Genesee exit on the left side of your screen. I wanted to highlight this camera because this is near a crash that we are tracking, and it looks like it's on the 5 South right before you get to the top of the Golden Triangle where the 5 and the 805 meet, and it's slowing things down to about Carmel Mountain Road. So look out for that. That's in the Sorrento Valley neighborhood. As we take a look at your travel times, they are continuing to build. We're now tracking about a 17 to a 20-minute drive as you head northbound in from the South Bay. Back to you on the 5. This is right at Genesee Avenue. So this is near the UTC and La Jolla area. Left side of your screen is at Genesee Avenue exit as you head inbound from Sorrento Valley. We're dealing with a pretty big crash involving 3 to 4 cars, and it's just north of the Genesee Avenue exit. So it looks like everyone is moved to the right shoulder, and this is on the 5 South right where it meets the 805. So this is at the top of the Golden Triangle. Things are reportedly backed up to about Carmel Mountain Road. So plan for that as you make your way southbound this morning. Here's a quick look at some of those drives in from the North County headed south. We're averaging about 15 minutes both on the 5 and the 15. Eric? I feel for you, yeah, if you're upset about that. 5 in both directions, right at Genesee, yellow, indicating slowing as you make your way southbound, coming in from Del Mar, Sorrento Valley, eventually working your way either towards UTC or the La Jolla area. So 3 to 4 cars reportedly involved. Everyone is on the right shoulder, so it looks like no lanes are blocked. But as you can imagine, this is going to cause some congestion coming in from this 56 as well as the Del Mar area this morning. All right, let's go ahead and pull up some of those travel times. We are officially in the yellow still, in from Escondido down to the 163 merge. Most of the slowing is in from Escondido as you make your way down to Villa Rancho, and then things start to improve once you get towards Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos, that Forest Ranch area. 78 in both directions in pretty good shape. 20 minutes overall to get you from the 15 to the 5. Average speeds about 55 miles per hour, and travel times out of the East County are starting to build, especially out of the Santee neighborhood on the 52 from the 125 to the 15 will take about 13 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes on the 8 as well as the 94. And then here's what it looks like coming in from the South Bay headed north. Not too bad. It could be worse. Average speeds anywhere between 45 to about 50 miles per hour or so. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Hazy out there. It actually even looks smoky from this vantage point. This is a 15 in both directions right at Miramar Way. So this is the drive as you make your way to and from the Miramar and Mira Mesa neighborhood. As we switch gears, this is what it looks like on the 5 coming in from Oceanside. If my clicker will work here, this is right at Genesee Avenue, not Oceanside, closer to the La Jolla and UTC area. Look out for this crash at the top of the Golden Triangle. We'll be back after this. For this time of day, but nothing significant in terms of crashes nor major delays. This is the 15 in both directions right at Miramar Way as you make your way to and from the Mira Mesa and Miramar area, maybe headed towards Tierra Santa via the 15. And then this is the 5 a little more west towards the coast near La Jolla and UTC. We were tracking a crash earlier involving multiple cars. The crash has since cleared, but you may continue to see a little bit of slowing as you make your way southbound in from Del Mar or the Carmel Valley area. Let's go ahead and zoom on out. We're seeing our fair share of slowing indicated by that yellow and orangish colors, but we're not seeing too much red. So again, we are slowing down across our major freeways, but of course it could always be worse. About 15 to 20 on the 5 and the 15 south headed in from the North County. Full span of the 78. Right now we're tracking about a 17-minute ride. If you're traveling in from the East County headed west, about 4 to 8 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. And then here's what it looks like as you make your way northbound in from San Ysidro as well as National City. 12 minutes from the 54 up to the 8, and about a 16-minute ride in from San Ysidro as you make your way up towards City Heights. Eric?
All right, still ahead here, Red Shoe.